Hello, my name is David Phillips and this is the Hypnocast. Today's topic is Furry Fun Hypnosis, or a variation of the Shapeshifter. This is not intended as a therapeutic process, but rather is recreational. However, there are some contexts where you can use this for therapy, although I would personally probably be using other processes in a therapeutic session. Now, what is the Shapeshifter process? It's based on the old shamanic work of animal shifting, or changing into an animal form. In this process, you imagine yourself physically taking on the attributes of an animal. Now, we're not doing this for any self-reflective, enlightenment, or spiritual means. This particular process that I'll be demonstrating a little later on is for recreational use, which can be quite fun. A lot of folks have enjoyed the process. However, of course, you can also use it in your change work, in your self-reflection, and in your shamanic principle work. Now, how does this particular process work? It's a variation of an earlier Hypnocast. If you go to the archives at www.briandavidphillips.com and click on Hypnocast and search through Shapeshifter, you'll find an MP3 episode that I did some time ago, which talks you through the process. In the video episode you're about to watch, you'll see a demonstration of that very same process with some tweaks for the guided aspect rather than auto-suggestive elements. Now, when I do this process with others, I like to use guided imagery with it, and so I'll have them first imagine themselves in a garden, that Xanadu paradise place, so that they can be relaxed and comfortable. Of course, the very first stage is to induce hypnosis. I like to use somnambulism, so I'll use either a rapid, one of my own inductions, or a variation of the Elman type. You use whatever induction you're comfortable with, working with your client or trance partners for their comfort levels and their ability to reach that wonderful deep hypnotic state. Once I'm there, I deepen, and then I guide them to the garden. In the garden of relaxation, I then ask them to imagine themselves near a pond, so that they can walk up to it and look at their reflections. Now, on the surface of the pond, they'll notice rising out of the water a stone table. You can use whatever you like. I just like the stone table metaphor, with a chessboard laid out and wooden or metal or stone carvings, depending upon how they visualize their garden. And those little figures, carvings, are a menagerie of animals, different types of animals, and then they'll reach forward with ideomotor actions, so they're not aware of which piece they're grabbing. They pick it up, they hold it towards themselves open, and then they connect to the little carving of an animal, looking into the eyes. And then I like to make sure that as they're focused on the eyes of the animal, they realize that those eyes begin looking back at them. This is to increase imaginative involvement. Once you've got that, then I use ideomotor effects so that the hand begins moving towards the face. When the hand touches the face, the eyes close, they go deeper, deeper, relaxed. You'll notice that's a variation of the Erickson handshake induction, or the simple Elman hand-to-face induction, which is really where it comes from. Once the hand drops, they go deeper, they feel the power of the animal wash through them. And then you deepen the experience by effectively engaging all of the senses. I like to, since they're doing an animal, if the animal has feathers, they can feel the feathers, fur, they can feel the fur, they can touch themselves, they can feel the change in their physiological structure, and you'll see this pattern in the demonstration. But basically, you're engaging and intensifying the imaginative involvement of the client or trance partner in the process of changing into an animal form for the purpose of this session. Now, in the demonstration, you'll see that I asked the young woman to open her eyes and look at herself. You'll be able to judge a person's trance ability or trance state depth in this case. Some people will actually physically see and feel. Others will only feel, and you can gauge that. This particular woman, she saw the changes, but they weren't as powerful as others I have worked with. Either way, it's still an engaging process and very, very enjoyable. And I still get letters from people who I ran the process with years ago who still once in a while become a kitten or a wolf or a bear or whatever their animal is. Many people choose an animal that they consider their animal spirit. When I first started doing this process, I would use the wolf and the bear. And still, that's pretty much all I do. Okay. But for you, you can play with the process and just have fun with it. And always remember at the end of the session, emerge them, have the energy connection, and let them know anytime they wish to, they may do this again on their own. But they control the process at all times. The process never controls them. And that's pretty much it. In the demonstration, you'll see a much longer explanation, rather a demonstration that explains the process through example. And just have fun with it. This is Brian David Phillips for the Hypnocast. Please go to www.briandavidphillips.com. That's all one word together. And check out all my videos, MP3s, CDs. Please purchase CDs. And classes that are coming up, as well as my hypnosis show. If you have found these Hypnocasts to be useful or enjoyable for you, please drop me a line to let me know that it's been worthwhile for you. This is Brian David Phillips. Good day. And here's the example demonstration. I'd like you to imagine that you are going to the pond by the trees in your garden. As you look inside the pond, you can see your reflection. See yourself in the water. Now we're going to do something interesting. If you could change into any animal in the world, what kind of animal would you want to become? A what?
Rabbit.
A rabbit. I'd like you to look into the water in your pond. And I'd like you to imagine that you can see a little stone table just coming out of the water. And on that stone table, imagine you can see a chessboard with little carvings on the board of animal figures, on the menagerie, different kinds of animals. Now in a moment, I'd like you to imagine that your hand can reach forward and pick up one of the carvings. And so imagine now that you are picking up that carving. And if you hold that carving up in front of you, imagine you can look at it very closely. Now, what kind of animal is this? Huh?
Horse.
A horse, really. Now, imagine that you can pick any animal you like from that table. You have a horse. If you want, you can put it down and pick up another animal, a wolf, a dog, a rabbit, pony, an elephant. Pick an animal you would like to see. Tiger, panther, a whale, a dolphin, a dragon. What kind of animal?
Rabbit.
A little rabbit? Okay. Now I'd like you to imagine that as you look at that rabbit, hold it up and look clearly. And as you turn it, you can see its eyes. And imagine yourself looking into the eyes of the rabbit. And imagine as you look deeply with each breath, you can imagine the rabbit's eyes begin to look at you, so that your eyes are locked. And as you do so, imagine you can feel an energy between the rabbit and yourself. And that energy becomes powerful, magical. And as that magical, powerful energy gets stronger and stronger, imagine that the rabbit figure is being pulled towards your face, so that when it touches your face, it disappears inside of you, and something very special will begin to happen as the magic of the totem of the rabbit transforms, and you begin feeling the power of the rabbit. And as it comes closer, you can feel the energy getting stronger and stronger, a beautiful, powerful feeling. You feel that? And it's getting stronger now. In fact, if you try to pull your hand away now, it will only move faster. The more you try to resist it, the closer it becomes, knowing that when it touches your face, your hand will drop, you will relax even more, but the power of the rabbit moves through you, and something special will begin to happen. Something very powerful as you begin to take on the qualities, the power of the rabbit. Even closer. And you begin to feel your body becoming rabbit magic, your spirit becoming rabbit magic, your mind becoming rabbit magic. And imagine that power breathing through you now as you take on the qualities of the rabbit. That's right. And when it touches, you'll feel a whoosh, a wonderful feeling of magic flowing through your body, your spirit, and your mind. That's right. When your figure touches your face, your hand drops and it flashes like a magical feeling exploding through your body, your spirit, and your mind. And feeling wonderful. There, you feel that? And if you look in your hand, in your mind's eye, the figure is gone. But if you look at your hand in your mind's eye, you can see a glowing around your body, can't you? And if you now look in the pond and look at your reflection, notice something unusual begins to happen. And you can see magically your body begins to change. And you can see the body in the reflection changing, taking on rabbit characteristics. And you can feel that change as well. You are human, but your body begins to change. Your spirit begins to change, your mind, as you take on the power and attributes of the rabbit. And perhaps you can now begin to feel fur on your skin. And if you look, you can see your face begins to change. And you can touch go ahead and touch the fur and feel it. And notice how interesting that feels, doesn't it? You feel that? And you can feel your face and body change too. The fur is all over your body. It's rabbit fur. What color? Now you're what's called an anthropomorphic rabbit right now. That means you have qualities of rabbit and person, kind of like a bunny person. I think you've seen cartoons or stuff like that, right? And that's what you look like. But if you look closely, you'll see that you're very beautiful and powerful and royal. This is not just a regular bunny. This is a powerful, magical bunny or rabbit. What color is your fur? And you feel it? And you can notice that it's all over your body, everywhere, just like a rabbit. And you can feel the change in your face and head as well. If you feel your face, you can feel the structure is different. And notice how your jaw is different. And you can look inside the mirror or the pond and see yourself. And you can see those changes and the colorations. The nose is different, isn't it? And the teeth, of course, rabbit teeth. That feel weird? And notice your ears, how they feel so long. They're different from before. You can see them and feel them. You feel that? And if you reach behind, you might notice something fluffy at the back. You can feel your tail. You feel your tail? You can feel the structure of your legs are more powerful for jumping. Feel the difference? Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. And when you do, I want you to notice that you can see these changes and feel the fur and notice how good that feels as well. Is that all right with you? Eyes open. Take a look at your rabbit hands and your rabbit fur, and go ahead and touch and feel the rabbit feeling. You feel that? How's that feel? Fluffy. And it's all over your body. Go ahead and feel the other parts. Feel your face and your nose. And notice the more you feel it, the more powerful you feel it. And your ear, your rabbit ears. And your tail. Feel your rabbit tail. There it is. You feel that? You feel your rabbit legs. You feel the muscles are different, right? They're stronger and more powerful. And your rabbit hands. How's that feel? You ever do that before? Change into a rabbit? Have you changed into other kinds of animals before? Because I can see that you're really good at it. And any time you want to, you can do this yourself. Just breathe in. Breathe out. Close your eyes. And then as you breathe deep, from 1 to 5, feel your body changing. In your mind's eye, imagine and feel it. Just as right now, I'd like you to imagine as you count from 5 to 1, at the number 1, fully human. As your body begins to change back into your human self, and the animal parts return to your spirit, knowing you can have them back anytime you wish. So go ahead and count from 5 to 1.
1,
Begin feeling the change
4, 3,
back to human form.
2, 1.
That's right. Eyes open in human form. How's that feel?